Hey Aquarius, welcome to the reading for your season. It's Aquarius season, so we're going to take a peek at how you can best embrace your individuality over the next few weeks. So starting off by taking a look at the overall energy that's surrounding your reading. We're not going to take all of those cards that just came out, just looking for one, maybe two. And we're starting out, for you, we have serendipity. Let's grab another oracle card and see what other energies are surrounding this reading for my Aquarius collective for their seasonal reading. What else is happening with my Aquarius? And we have the thinking man. So starting off your reading for my Aquarius collective, there seems to be just sort of this wonderful energy in the air. And it's almost as if you have been in a very thoughtful and a very contemplative energy about where your life is going, the direction that you want it to go in, the things that you need to do to sort of create the change that you want to see in your own life's journey. And it feels like over this next season that things are coming together in like the most amazing way. It's almost like fate is starting to smile on you. I think maybe after a little bit of a period of not particularly easy times, it feels like there's been a bit of frustration that you've been experiencing over the past several weeks, the past several months. For some of you, it could even be a few years. And now it's at the point where it's like, okay, things are finally calming down. Things finally feel like they're coming together. They're falling into place. And so it feels like a very happy energy. And there's just this sort of sense of you taking a step back and thinking about the journey that you've been on and where it is that you want to go, because things seem to be opening up for you. It's like the doors are opening, you're walking through new gates. It's a good vibe that's coming through for you all. So I feel like you all are really in the place of embracing the energy of your season. So let's dig into some tarot and see what other messages we can get. So looking at your season overall, we have a couple of cards that came out for you. And we have the Magician, and we also have the Wheel of Fortune, both of them in reverse. And so what it feels like with the Magician, this is someone, when the card is upright, who has sort of all of the tools that they need to get things done. But oftentimes the Magician can also be about manipulation or trying to place, this thing here and this thing there, and almost being like a puppet master. But I feel like with this card in reverse, there's no need for you to sort of control the things that are happening to you right now. That there's a sense of, I just heard, giving up the ghost. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you've turned your back on your dreams or your goals or anything like that. But it feels like things are flowing so much more easily now that it's like, oh, I don't really have to do anything. Like it's all sort of coming towards me. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse really, when it's upright, sort of speaks to fate, right? Where we have the wheel turning, where we have these ebbs and we have these flows. And I think that right now, for the foreseeable future, that you're in more of a flow state. Like you've gotten into this calm energy, and things are not changing as much as they were in the past, where it's like there were these ups and downs and these sort of ins and outs, and it was never sort of predictable. It's almost like you couldn't sort of sit and relax, because it's like, okay, I have a moment of peace now, but what's going to hit me next week, or what's going to hit me next month? Like, what's coming? Why can't I just stay in this good place? And so I feel like right now, throughout your season, throughout Aquarius season, that there's a sense of calm, that things are not sort of shifting as much as they were before, which means that you can actually take a step back and relax a little bit. So that's not a bad thing. So what you can do to sort of make the most of this energy and sort of explore what's going on, we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. And I really do like this card in this position because when the 10 of Swords is upright, it speaks to betrayal or profound disappointment, being backstabbed by other people in your life, or things not really working out for you. It's almost like a kick to the gut that you've experienced. And so I think that whatever trauma that you have, sort of endured from past situations or past people, that the best way to take advantage of this energy is to let it be. Let it go in the past. I think that you've been through enough, that you've been looking forward to calmer periods and calmer times. So now is a time for you to sort of set that aside, right? Do whatever healing that you need to do to get past that betrayal or that disappointment that you've experienced, because you're stepping into a new world. The Ace of Wands, to clarify. So the Ace of Wands is inspiration. It's a new beginning, something that's excitement, something that reignites the spark that you once had. And so I think that given all of the trials and tribulations that you have been through in the past, laying that to rest and looking forward, to what's next for you, thinking through what it is that you want your life to be like, that you are going to recapture that spark that you may have lost. So take advantage of this new beginning. It's here for you. Things are falling into place in a way that I don't know that you could have even imagined yourself, but good things are coming. So an expectation that other people may have had for you that you may need to avoid or kind of set to the side. We have the Six of Cups in reverse, and we also have the Devil in reverse. So Aquarius, you have a lot of reversals in this spread, and I think that really has to do with that Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor and sort of staying put for a little while. So the Six of Cups really is a card of reminiscing. It's looking back at the past, at your experiences and things of that nature. We also have the Devil in reverse, where the devil really represents those sort of bad choices, those vices, those habits that are not necessarily serving you. And so I think that when people look at your life and how you're sort of evolving, how you're sort of moving through it, based on what you have experienced previously, they almost expect you to return to whatever it is that you were doing before that didn't necessarily serve you. So if it was being in a relationship with someone who wasn't a particularly good match for you, or going back to old habits that didn't serve you, I do feel like, people sort of, they've looked at these ebbs and flows and they're like, oh, Aquarius isn't going anywhere. They're not going to do anything different this time. But it feels as though you've gotten your mindset to a place where it's like, no, I'm not going back. I'm not repeating that. I've learned my lesson 10 times over. Maybe it took you a little while to get there, but it's like, okay, what happened, happened. I'm moving past it, and I'm looking forward to something different for my future. I'm looking forward to having a different life experience. So I think that you've learned to A, not dwell in the past, and B, get rid of those vices that may have prevented you from moving forward. And there may be some people around you that sort of expect you to be stuck in that same place, but that is absolutely not the case for my Aquarius collective. You all are ready to move forward. You've thought about this. Things are falling into place. You're acting different. You're moving different. You're smelling different. All of that good stuff. So how you can stay aligned with yourself and act in your best interest and sort of maintain your individuality on your life's path, we have the Six of Wands. This is moving from a more complicated time to something that's more simpler, something that's easier, something that's a lot more calm. So whatever turmoil it is that you've been experiencing in the past, the best way for you to honor yourself and what you envision for your own life is to continue moving forward, to get out of this choppiness, to get out of this negativity or these bad habits that you may have held on to before. And we also have the Three of Swords to clarify. So again, much like the Ten of Swords, this is about heartbreak. This is about disappointment. Typically, the Three of Swords has to do with interpersonal relationships. They can be romantic or platonic. So for those of you who have been involved in relationships that weren't necessarily fulfilling, that did not necessarily help you grow in a positive way, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to move on from that, is to absolutely move forward and explore all of these good things that are coming towards you. Again, I think that you've learned your lessons, no matter how challenging they may have been, but you've gotten what you needed out of that. And it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to start a new chapter. So your inner voice has another message for you. And I love this. Nine of Pentacles and the World, both upright. The Nine of Pentacles is really about abundance and self-worth. And so your inner voice is saying you have everything. You do not need other people to affirm you. You do not need other people to create the foundation. You are well equipped and more than capable of doing it yourself. And with the World, this is starting a new chapter. This is the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another. So your inner self is saying that you have built this incredible foundation based on the lessons that you have learned. And now it's time for you to start fresh. So all of these opportunities, things falling into place, it's not by happenstance. It's the byproduct of you learning and growing from past experiences and creating this environment that is ripe for a new beginning, for starting new things, having new experiences, meeting new people. And you've been very, very thoughtful about this. You have mapped it out and sort of come to the conclusion that where I was is not where I want to be going forward. And the universe is responding. So another message that we have for you is shine your light. So I do think that for a lot of my Aquarius collective out there, that during this period where there was so much turmoil, where you may have had some not so great habits that you had adopted and sort of embraced, whether it's codependency or lack of discipline or whatever the situation was, it did not put you in the best of spirits, right? Where you may have been a little bit moody, you may have been a little bit cranky, you may have sort of closed yourself off from the world. And so Spirit is saying that now is the time. Now is the time for you to show the world who you are. You need to shine your light out there, because that light is going to be what attracts all of this goodness to you, all of these opportunities. So Aquarius, do not be afraid of who you are. Do not be afraid of what you've experienced, because all of that has built this foundation for the new chapter in your life. So that's what I got for you guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.